Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of TLC's global phenomenon, 90 Day Fiancé, then you've undoubtedly been on the roller coaster ride that is Brandon and Julia's relationship. From the moment we met them, with their starkly different backgrounds and that ever-present tension with Brandon's, let's call them very involved parents, we've been invested. We've watched them argue, we've watched them make up, we've watched them navigate the complexities of a K-1 visa, and we've collectively held our breaths through every farm animal-related disagreement. But for the last year or so, one question has dominated the fan forums, the comment sections, and our own curious minds: did Brandon and Julia finally have their baby? Well, buckle up, because today we are doing a deep dive. We're going to trace their entire journey, from their first meeting to the latest, adorable, sleep-deprived updates straight from their social media. This is the full, unfiltered story of Brandon and Julia's path to parenthood. So, grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's get into it. To truly understand the significance of this baby, we have to go back to the beginning. Remember how they met? Brandon, the somewhat sheltered farm boy from Virginia, was on a vacation in Russia when he literally bumped into Julia, a fiery, ambitious dancer from a small city in Russia. It was, by all accounts, a whirlwind. They connected instantly, and a long-distance relationship blossomed over months of video calls and text messages. But the reality of their union hit hard the moment Julia stepped off the plane in the United States. She wasn't just moving to America, she was moving onto a farm, a concept entirely foreign to her city-slicker sensibilities. And she wasn't just moving in with Brandon, she was moving in with Brandon and his parents, Ron and Betty. Now, Ron and Betty. Where do we even begin? On one hand, they're loving, supportive parents. On the other, their level of involvement in Brandon and Julia's life became the central conflict of their entire 90-Day Fiancé arc. Julia wanted independence, privacy, and a life with her new husband. Brandon was torn, stuck between the woman he loved and the parents he'd lived with his entire life. We watched countless arguments about everything from chores to chickens, from sleeping in separate beds to the simple act of closing a bedroom door. The tension was palpable. Julia felt ganged up on. Brandon seemed paralyzed. And we, the audience, were screaming at our TVs, "Just get your own place." But through it all, there was a genuine, undeniable love between Brandon and Julia. You could see it in the small moments, their shared sense of humor, the way they supported each other's dreams, and their clear physical chemistry. They fought because they cared, because they both wanted a future, just with different blueprints. They got married, of course. It was a beautiful, heartfelt ceremony, a moment of pure joy amidst the chaos. It proved that their connection was stronger than the farmhouse drama. But even after the I-dose, the question remained: what was next for this couple? After the wedding, we saw them again on 90 Day Fiancé, happily ever after, and this is where the dynamic started to shift significantly. The most crucial development? They moved out of the farmhouse. This was a monumental step for their relationship. Finally, they had their own space, their own privacy, and the chance to build a life on their own terms. This newfound independence allowed their relationship to breathe and grow. We saw them embark on a cross-country road trip, a journey that was both adventurous and revealing. It showcased their ability to work as a team outside of the shadow of his parents. They bickered about directions and snacks, sure, but they also shared incredible experiences and dreamed about their future together. And it was during this time that the topic of children first started to surface in a serious way. Julia, in particular, has always been vocal about her desire to be a mother. In several heartfelt confessionals, she spoke about her timeline, her dreams of a family, and how important it was for her and Brandon to start that chapter once they felt stable and ready. Brandon, initially, seemed a little more hesitant. Not because he didn't want kids, but because he's a planner. He wanted to be financially secure, to have a stable home, to be the provider he felt he needed to be. This created a gentle push and pull between them. Julia's biological clock was ticking loudly in her ears, while Brandon was trying to build the clock tower, so to speak. Fans started to pick up on these conversations. The comment sections were filled with speculation. She wants a baby now. He's not ready. I bet they'll be pregnant by the end of the year. The seed was planted in our minds. We were now watching their story not just as a marriage, but as a potential family in the making. The speculation reached a fever pitch in the spring of 2023. Both Brandon and Julia had become very active on social media, giving fans a candid look into their post-90-day fiancé lives. They looked happier, more relaxed, and more in sync than ever before. The constant tension was gone, replaced by goofy videos, travel photos, and a palpable sense of partnership.
After leaving America,
Then,
this
the hint
90-day
started.
fiancé favorite faces
A comment
devastating
here,
loss that's
a cryptic
shaking
post
fans.
there.
Hello, friends.
Julia would post
Welcome
pictures
to
with
my
her
channel.
hand strategically placed on
I
her
hope
stomach.
you're well. Please subscribe to the
Fans,
channel
with
and
their
press the
eagle
bell
eyes,
icon.
went into overdrive.
After years of public
she
ups
pregnant?
and downs with husband Brandon Gibbs,
She's totally
90-day
glowing.
fiancé star Julia
That's a baby
Trubkina
bump,
is
I'm
opening
sure of
up
it.
about a far more personal
The couple played it
heartbreak,
coy for a
the
while,
devastating
enjoying the
loss
suspense.
of her beloved dog,
But finally,
Simba,
in a
whom
move
she
that sent the
considered her
90-day
son.
fiancé community into a total meltdown,
About 5
they made
years
it
ago,
official.
Julia moved from Russia to
On
the
July
US
4,
on a K-1
2023,
visa to marry
Independence
Brandon.
Day,
Despite
quite
being
fittingly,
together for
they
nearly
posted
a
a joint
decade,
announcement.
their relationship has faced
The photo was
serious
beautiful.
challenges, including a near
Brandon,
divorce
beaming
that
with
played
pride,
out on
kissing
90
Julia's
Day,
cheek.
the last resort,
Julia,
a spin-off
radiant,
designed to help
holding up a
struggling
sonogram
couples
image.
through therapy.
The caption was simple,
By the end
joyful,
of the tell-all,
and confirmed what
Brandon
we
and
had
Julia
all
were
been
the
hoping
only couple
for,
who
baby
officially
gifts
stayed
coming
together,
soon.
even agreeing
We
to
are so
relocate
excited
Julia's
and
parents
blessed.
to the US.
The
But in
outpouring of
May
love was immediate and
2025,
massive.
they were hit with an
Fellow
unimaginable
90-day
loss,
fiancé stars,
the death
fans from
of
around the
Simba.
world, and even his parents,
While
Ron
grieving,
and
Julia
Betty,
spent time
flooded the
visiting
comments
family
with
in Belgrade,
congratulations.
Serbia,
It
notably
felt
without
like a collective
Brandon,
celebration.
and shared a touching Instagram
After all the
story
drama
about
we
a
had
dream
witnessed,
she had.
this was the happy ending, or
Last
rather,
night I
the
saw
happy
you in my
beginning
dream
we
for
had
the
been
first
rooting
time in a
for.
month and a half
This
since you were
announcement
gone.
wasn't just about a baby,
And even
it
in
was
my
a symbol
dream,
of how
you
far
tried
they
to
had
protect
come.
me from a bear.
They had weathered the
I
storm of parental
tried to
interference,
protect you.
they had forged their own
Us,
path,
how
and
Julia
now, they were
Trubkina's
creating their
beloved
own
dog.
little family.
Simba became her anchor
Once the
after
cat
leaving
was out of the
Russia on
bag,
90 Day
Brandon
Fiancé.
and Julia embraced their roles as expectant
Moving to
parents with
America
open
was a
arms
massive
and social
adjustment for
media
Julia.
updates.
Trading her
They gave us a
fast-paced
front
city
row
life in
seat to
Russia as
Julia's
a go-go
pregnancy,
dancer
and
for
it was
a
a
quiet
joy to
farm in
watch.
Virginia with Brandon and his
Julia
parents was
truly
a
did glow.
dramatic shift.
She
Not
shared
only did
updates about
Julia
her
lose
changing
support
body with a
system when
mix
she
of
moved to
honesty and
America,
wonder.
but she
She
quickly had
talked
to
about the
adjust to the country
challenges,
life
the morning
and care
sickness,
for
the
farm
fatigue,
animals,
the weird
which
cravings.
wasn't what she envisioned in her
And
role
oh,
as an
the
American
cravings.
wife.
She
Luckily,
famously
though,
craved sour
Julia had
candy
her
and
beloved
pickles,
son
a classic
Simba, who remained
combination
her
that had
loyal
fans
companion
nodding in
during these
solidarity.
challenging times.
But more
Even
than
when her
anything, we
husband
got to see
struggled to
Brandon
connect with her,
transform.
Simba offered
The
her
man who was once
unconditional
hesitant and
support through
caught
his
between his
calming
wife and
presence.
parents was now a
In the
doting,
time they were
protective,
together,
and utterly
Julia
devoted
cared
husband.
for her pet as if
He
it
was
were her
constantly
own
by
son.
Julia's side, catering
However,
to her
it's likely
needs,
his
rubbing her
absence has
feet,
added
and
to the
talking to her
voidance
growing
in her
belly.
life, and may
He
also
built the nursery
contribute
with
to
his
her
own
struggle with
hands, a
maternal
project
love.
he documented with immense pride.
Julia's dream of
This
protecting
was a new
Simba may
Brandon, a
reflect
mature,
the love and
focused man
emotion
ready
she
to be a
wishes she
father.
had expressed more fully
And what
in
about
real
Ron and
life.
Betty? The
90 Day
grandparents-to-be
Fiancé
were,
star Julia
predictably, over the
continues to
moon.
mourn, and
The
fans
dynamic
react.
had shifted completely.
In
No
April
longer were they the source of
2025,
conflict,
Simba was
they were a source of
diagnosed with an
support.
illness that ultimately
Betty
led
was
to his
frequently
death.
seen with Julia,
Though it's
shopping
been
for
over
baby
a month,
clothes, offering
Julia's
advice,
grief
and
remains
clearly thrilled
palpable.
about the prospect of a
Simba wasn't
grandchild.
just a pet.
It was a
He was a
beautiful
true
full-circle
friend
moment,
and
healing the
constant,
rifts of the past through
unconditional
the promise of
companion
new life.
with whom she shared a deep
They had a gorgeous
emotional
maternity
bond.
shoot,
Given the
of
couple's
course,
ongoing
filled with
struggle with
soft
the
light
decision
and
to
loving
have children,
embraces.
Julia's pain
They revealed the
is
gender
even
in a
more
fun, intimate
understandable.
way for their close friends and family. They
Additionally,
were
traveling out
preparing,
of the country to
nesting,
reconnect
and sharing
with
their
family,
excitement
but
with the
lacking her
world.
husband's physical support,
Every post was
may
met
have
with
likely
thousands of
contributed
likes
to the
and
internal
comments,
turmoil.
a testament to how
In
invested
the
the
end,
audience was in
it
their
isn't
story.
unusual for people to still
The
dream
big
about
question on
people or
everyone's
even their
mind during
pets
this time
after a
was,
passing.
when is the due
Her
date?
heartfelt post in May
Based on
about
their
losing
announcements
Simba
and updates,
prompted a
fans
flood of
and sleuths
responses from
estimated that
fans.
Julia
She
was due in
shared,
late February or
"Run on
early
the
March of
rainbow, my boy.
2024.
You are the best
The
thing that has
countdown was
ever
on.
happened to me.
So,
I
after all
really
that
hope I was a
waiting,
good
all
mommy
that
for you.
speculating, all that
The pain I
excitement,
feel
did they
cannot
have the
be
baby?
expressed in words
Yes.
or tears.
The moment we had
My
all been
best
waiting for
beloved
finally
boy,
arrived.
you will always
In early
be in
March
my heart.
2024,
Thank
Brandon
you for
and
being
Julia
in my
officially
life.
announced the birth of their
I don't know
son.
what I will do without you.
They shared the wonderful wonderful
I
news
love
on
you with all
Instagram with
my
a series
heart,
of
Simba.
breathtakingly beautiful photos.
Fans replied
There was
with comments
Julia,
like,
looking exhausted
"Rip
but
sweet Simba,
euphoric,
and so
cradling her
sorry losing a
newborn.
pet is
There
heartbreaking.
was Brandon,
Dogs are
with
family."
tears of joy in his
Julia's
eyes,
story
holding his
struck a
son's tiny
chord with
hand.
many in the 90 Day Fiancé
The caption was
community,
filled with
as
overwhelming
fans
love
shared their
and
own
gratitude.
experiences with losing
They
beloved
introduced their baby
pets.
boy to the world.
90 Day
His
Fiancé's
name is
Julia
Oliver.
Shekinah reveals
Oliver
identity of
Gibbs.
mystery man after
A
leaving
strong,
America without
sweet,
Brandon.
and classic name for the
A
little
mystery
boy who
man
had
in
already
90 Day
captured so
Fiancé,
many hearts.
happily ever after.
The details they shared were
Star.
precious.
Julia
He was born
Trubkina's
perfectly
photos left
healthy,
fans
with a full head of
confused after she
hair.
left the US without
They described
Brandon
him as
Gibbs.
perfect in
Julia
every
and
way and
Brandon
talked
from
about the
90
instant,
Day
all-consuming
Fiancé
love that
happily ever
washed over them
after.
the moment he
Season
was
9
placed
were
in their
first seen in
arms.
90 DF Season
Julia
8 when
described
Julia
the birth
moved to
as the
Virginia
hardest
on a
but most
K-1
rewarding
visa.
experience of her
Julia
life.
is from Russia, and
Brandon
once she
called it
received
the
her
best day of my
citizenship,
life,
Julia wanted
surpassing
to bring
even
her
their wedding
parents to
day.
visit her.
The
However,
response
Brandon
was,
was
as you
against
can
the
imagine,
idea.
absolutely
Brandon
massive.
also pushed Julia to
The
have
90 Day
kids.
Fiancé universe
Brandon and
erupted in
Julia's marital
celebration.
issues remained unsolved.
Comments poured in
even
from every
after couples
corner of the
therapy
franchise,
on The
from
Last
couples like
Resort.
Alexei and Loren, David and
Julia
Annie,
seemingly
to
went
even some of
against
the more
Brandon's
dramatic
wishes
cast
recently
members,
when she took
all
her
putting their
parents to a
differences
visa
aside to
interview.
celebrate new
A
life.
mystery man accompanied Julia
It felt
in the
like a
photos
community
from Serbia.
event. This was it.
Julia has now revealed
The culmination of their
the
entire
unidentified
televised
man
journey.
in her Instagram post.
The bickering on the farm,
"Are
the
we look
struggles for
similar?"
independence,
Julia
the
wrote as the
cross-country
caption for her
adventures,
photo
all
album
led to
that had
this perfect
pictures of
little
her smoking
person,
hookah
Oliver.
with the man.
It was
In a
the
different
ultimate
photo,
symbol of their
Julia
love
and the
and their
man were
resilience.
caught jumping midair on
So,
camera with
what
the
has life been
Belgrade
like for the
fortress
new
in the
family of
background.
3?
He also appeared
Since
in a
Oliver's
selfie
birth,
Julia clicked
Brandon
with her
and
parents.
Julia have been generously
Julia
sharing
explained in her
glimpses into their
caption
new
that she
reality,
received
and
a
it's
lot of
everything you'd hope it
messages
would be for
asking,
them.
"Who is this?"
It's a world
Julia
of sleepless
added,
nights,
"This is my
endless
brother."
diaper changes, and learning on the
Julia
job.
recently revealed that she was
Julia
in
has been
Belgrade,
open about the
Serbia,
challenges of
and
postpartum
shared several
recovery and
photos with her
breastfeeding,
family.
sharing the
One of the
real,
pictures
unfiltered
included
side
a
of new
man
motherhood.
fans didn't recognize,
She
which
talks
led
about
to
the moments of
speculation about his
frustration and
identity.
overwhelm, but always
Since Brandon
circles
was
back to the
noticeably
undeniable
absent from the
magic of
photos,
holding her son.
some followers began
Brandon
questioning
has
his
fully embraced the
whereabouts.
girl dad energy,
Julia,
even though
posing with the
Oliver is a boy.
unidentified man instead of her
He's a true
husband,
hands-on dad.
sparked rumors that she
We've
might
seen
be
him
seeing
doing
someone
skin-to-skin
new.
contact,
However,
mastering
she
the
later
art of
clarified on
swaddling,
Instagram
and looking
that
utterly
the man was
content
her
while
sibling,
bottle-feeding Oliver
signaling
at 3
her intent
a.m.
to clear up any
He's taken
misunderstandings
to
among her
fatherhood like a
followers.
natural, and it's incredible
Julia
to see the
cheated on
boy from the
Brandon during
farm
a
become
brief
this
split before
confident,
she
caring
moved to the
man.
United States.
One of the
and the
most
incident has
heartwarming
left a
aspects has been
lasting
seeing
impact
Ron and
on
Betty
their
in their new roles
relationship.
as grandparents.
Even after 5 years
They
of
are,
marriage,
in a
Brandon
word,
has
smitten.
not fully forgiven her.
Betty is the quintessential doting
Tension
grandma,
resurfaced
visiting
when Julia
often,
attended
showering
her parents'
Oliver with
visa
love
interview
and probably
without
a few
Brandon,
too many
signaling
gifts.
that the decision was hers
Ron's
alone,
tough exterior
and
has
she
completely
disregarded
melted
his
away
input.
whenever he holds his
She had
grandson.
filed for their visa
The
behind
farm
his
that was
back,
once a battleground
move
is
that
now a place of
reportedly left
joyful
Brandon
family gatherings,
furious,
with Oliver
especially
as
when
the
the truth
undisputed
came out
center of
during a therapy
attention.
session.
Recently, they've been sharing
Julia wants
milestones.
fans to know she hasn't
Oliver's
left
first
Brandon or
smile,
started
which
a
they
new
captured on
relationship.
camera
She
after
will be
insisting it
returning
wasn't just
for a new
gas.
season of 90 Day Fiancé
His growing
happily ever
alertness,
after.
his tiny baby
Though her and
coos,
Brandon's
the way he
storyline
grips
for
his
season
parents'
9
fingers.
remains under wraps.
They've taken him on his
The
first
couple is
stroller
confirmed
rides,
to be part
introduced
of the
him
cast,
to the
but
farm
their
animals
absence from
from
the
a
trailer
safe
hints at
distance,
possible
of course,
surprises.
and are just soaking in
Whether
every
the
single
show will
moment.
address the current state of their
As for
marriage
future
is still
plans,
unclear.
they seem content to be
For
in
now,
this baby
Julia
bubble
seems
for a
to be in a
while.
better place emotionally
They've mentioned
after
possibly
spending
wanting
months
more
mourning
children
the
in the
loss of her
future,
beloved
but for
pet
now,
dog.
all their focus is on Oliver. They're
My
navigating
nerves
this new
failed
chapter
me,
together,
Julia
as a
Trubkina
team,
from
and their
90 Day
social
Fiancé
media is
says
a
as she
testament
faces
to a
another
couple who
robbery
has
and a
truly
hospital
found their
visit.
happily ever
Hello
after.
friends, welcome to my
So,
channel.
there you have it.
I hope you are well.
The
Please
complete,
subscribe to
start-to-finish
channel
story
and
of
press the
Brandon
bell
and Julia's
icon.
journey to parenthood. When we first
Julia
met them, they were a
Trubkina,
couple
who is
defined
from
by
Russia
external
and is a cast
conflict and
member on
internal
90 Day
struggle.
Fiancé,
We
relocated
watched
to the
them fight
US
for
to
their
marry Brandon
relationship,
Gibbs.
for their
Since
independence,
then,
and for
she
a
has
shared
faced
vision of the
numerous
future.
challenges, including
The
repeated
arrival of their
robberies and
son,
break-ins,
Oliver,
health
isn't just a
issues,
cute
and
piece of
financial
celebrity
strain.
news. It's the
Now, in
final,
another
beautiful
update
piece of
via
their puzzle.
Instagram stories on
It represents
Friday,
the
July
family they
18th,
always wanted to create
Julia
on
talked
their own
about yet
terms.
another robbery incident
struggles
that
with
had
his
pushed her to the
parents?
brink, leading to
They've
a
evolved
hospital
into a
visit amid
supportive,
overwhelming
multi-generational
stress.
family unit.
Unfortunately,
Brandon's
my nerves
indecisiveness?
failed me today.
It's been
I
replaced
cried
by
for
the
a long
steadfast
time.
certainty of a
I
father.
really need to take a break
Julia's
from
fiery
everything,
spirit?
she wrote.
It's now channeled
Julia's
into the
most
fierce,
recent struggle
protective love
follows
of a
months
mother.
of grieving the death
In the
of
often
her dog,
chaotic world of
Simba,
90 Day
and resolving
Fiancé, where
persistent
relationships
marital
can
issues
sometimes feel
with Brandon.
transactional and fraught with drama,
The reality
Brandon
star
and
seems to
Julia's
be
story
under
stands
stress as
out
a
as one of
result of the
genuine
recent
love and
auto break-in,
perseverance.
which led to stolen
They are a
gift
true
cards and
success story.
increased worry.
They did the hard work,
The 90
they
Day
grew
Fiancé
together,
cast
and
member
they were
shared the
rewarded with the
heartbreaking news
greatest
via
gift of all.
Instagram on Friday that her
So,
car
to
had
answer
been
the
broken
question
into
we
again.
started with, Did 90
Notably,
Day
this is yet
Fiancé stars
another
Brandon
instance
and
in
Julia
just
have their
3
baby?
years that she has been
The
the
answer
victim
is a
of theft.
resounding,
She felt
joyful, and
emotionally
heartwarming
and
yes.
physically exhausted by the
And by all
violation,
accounts, they are
even though no
absolutely
important
loving every
documents were taken
exhausting,
this
wonderful
time.
minute of it.
She went
What do
on
you
to share the
think,
same on her
everyone?
Instagram stories.
Are you as thrilled for them as I am?
First, our car was
What's your
broken into
favorite
again.
Brandon and
This
Julia
time,
moment from their
fortunately, no
entire
important
journey?
documents. They took the gift
Let me
cards
know
that
down
we
in the
didn't even have
comments
time to
below.
open.
And
After
don't
first
forget
time,
to
of
like
course,
this
no one
video,
finds my
subscribe
documents
to
and
the
card.
channel, and favorite
People who
90
will
Day
text me not
Fiancé
leaving your
couples.
stuff in your car. They're
Thanks
so
for
bad if you
watching.
think this way.
Until
Of
next
course, I
time,
reported it to
take
the
care.
police. We have cameras everywhere. Over.